I want fire going both sides of my head.
All right.
And fire shooting out the fingers, baby.
Welcome to another episode of It's Action Time. I'm Matt.
Action time.
And we also have
Jason.
We got Sean.
We're going
Who's
over
that
our
other guy over there?
favorite movies. This is a continuation. We're doing Sci-Fi. And the next movie on the list that we have is Predator.
Predator. Oh,
Predator.
yeah.
So,
Unreal.
of course, we should start off with the original.
You got to start with the original.
You gotta
Absolutely.
start with the original.
Yeah. John,
All right, so, me? I get to go first. Thanks.
go for it.
You know what's cool about Predator is it was the actors. You had Arnold, you got Carl, you got Jesse. These guys are just these massive hulking individuals.
Yeah.
Traipsing through the jungle looking for this. Well, they're not sure what they're looking for. A couple of guys, take off in the jungle. They're looking. I guess it's a rescue mission at first.
Yeah.
And they're kind of enjoying the hell out of that, I guess. I enjoyed it. But what was really cool, especially for the time, was that forward-looking infrared FLIR that the Predator has embedded in his helmet. And
At the time, that was unheard of.
That was incredibly cool.
Yeah.
The only other time I think we saw like a portion of that was from the original Terminator, and it was just like a brief 3-5 second little clip. But this was like you saw like people walking, and like somebody stepped on a scorpion, and like the scorpion was dead, but you still saw like the residual heat in signatures and stuff. And the beginning of that was just really, really cool. And you see, like, over on the right-hand side there, you can pick up speech patterns. And so he was really in tune with what was going on around him. And I really dug that about that whole, the idea that, like, this guy is coming to play. He's not messing around. It is a real deal for him. He is here to hunt man.
Yeah.
And that is his game. Man is his game. I thoroughly enjoyed that, the beginning part of that. Later on, when Arnold's kind of like all of his everybody that he's either sent off to the helo to go get extracted, or they have died for some reason or another, and he's laying there. Just remember him, and he's pressed up against the tree there, completely covered in mud, and the only thing you see are like bang, his eyes open real wide, and you see the whites of his eyes. He's just kind of sitting there like. That was really, really cool because the Predator at that point had taken his helmet off, and he can't see the infrared anymore. He can't use those regular tools that he's used to using. He has to use his own sight, and he's got to kind of bring it around. He's actually got to really fight for this because here's this one guy who is used to being in the jungle, used to actually setting himself up in situations where he's got to live or die, and that's kind of where the situation he's in now. He's got to survive by his wits. It's kind of cool.
I like the even in the beginning of the movie, there's that scene when they first get to that camp, and it's like this mini action sequence that even that alone was pretty awesome.
Yeah, explosions everywhere, and people shooting and guns and massive guns.
I
ain't got time to bleed. Jesse the Body Ventura. I mean, that dude was
with the Gatling gun. That Gatling gun was so. That when I saw that, I was like,
it was like,
and he's just like, oh man,
that alone made this movie so cool to see as a youth.
Just the way he died. Just the hole he had in him too when he died. I think it was Jesse the Body. Just how cool that looked in his the stomach region. How you're like, oh my god, the Predator just did that to him.
When it blew a hole through him.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I was like, what? What is it? What weapons does this thing have? It's just it was kind of mind blowing for the time too. It was just just the way they made him look, like the camouflage going through the jungle and stuff like that. You tried to on screen, you were like, "Oh, is that him? Is that him? Is that where he's going? Is that where he's going?" You were literally just it's just awesome to look at.
that really cool camouflage that he had, where it was like it was like it wasn't even like, it was like digital camouflage is really what it was. I mean, it wasn't like
Light
something
bending.
he wore. It was a full on body armor, light bending kind of armor where you really didn't see this guy at all.
That's
And that, hey, wouldn't we all like to have that? And of course, that's kind of what they're trying to find is, this. How can you find the invisible guy who's jumping from treetop to treetop?
Yeah, it's like an electronic ghillie suit or something.
Exactly.
Call of Duty, just watching him go across the jungle like that. I mean, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
Absolutely impressive.
I mean, Predator had so many one-liners, too.
Yeah.
Stick
Yeah,
around.
I ain't got time to bleed. Stick
Get
around.
to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Do it now.
There was one scene where they kind of one of the actors, and he was constantly shaving himself. He's a bald gentleman, and I just remember where he's sitting there and he's just kind of like staring off, and he's got like that 1,000-yard stare, and he's just kind of shaving, and he just kind of stops, and then he just snaps that thing right off in his face. You just get that line of blood right there. I'm like, holy crap, that dude did not feel that at all.
No.
That dude, that guy, that's the man right there, is what it is. He was petrified, absolutely petrified at what was going on around him. Just couldn't understand what it messed me up a little bit, because I still remember that the first time I saw it, and he just kind of snapped it off. I'm like, did he do that on purpose? Was that supposed to be there?
When he does finally snap, I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun.
Go gonna get it.
I'm so sweet.
I love
He
that.
just
It was one of my favorite characters in that show. I mean, obviously you've got the main characters who were there, but he was cool as one of the supporting cast members, because at least to me, he's sitting there, he's constantly shaving, he's always constantly grooming himself. He's like, I got to look cool for whatever reason, but
I gotta look machismo.
yeah, exactly. I got to be that machismo kind of guy, and just his mind just completely blanks, and he's like, oh yeah, I was shaving, I think. Completely loses his mind on that whole deal. It's great. I love it.
come on, Jason.
What do you got?
What do you got, Jason? Come on, this is one of the best sci-fi movies ever made.
Well, Jesse the Body Ventura does it for me. I mean, and who doesn't like at the end when he's like, "What the hell are you? What the hell are you?" And then just then. and then just a creepy laugh at the end. I mean, who's not creeped out about that?
Vincent Price
just laughing. Yeah,
it started out as an alien laugh, but it kind of fades into a recording of Vincent Price laughing, which was it was still kind of fun.
No, it is. I mean, I love the ending of the ending of the movie more than anything, because it's just awesome when Arnold.
He's walking away, and it's just
yeah.
a wasteland. It's all gray and ash and.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
destroyed.
It's just I mean, it's just awesome.
What do you think he was thinking in the helicopter? Like that
What the
very
hell just
very
happened?
end scene before it fades out. He's sitting in the helicopter, like he'd just been kind of picked up and rescued after defeating the Predator.
Well, he had to be thinking, are there more?
Close
Are there
up of his
more of
eyes.
these? Yeah,
Was that
are
the
there
only
more?
one?
Yeah.
That's probably what he
exactly.
was thinking. Is there
Yeah.
more of these guys or what?
Oh, I
Are
thought
there
he
more
was
that
thinking
come
like,
from?
I hope there's a beer in the fridge, or.
I mean,
Yeah.
But I suppose
another
he'd
thing.
be
I mean,
concerned too. Yeah,
Because now it's Miller
another-
time.
is it gonna follow me home when I get a beer? 'Cause
another
I
thing.
really need a beer.
Another thing I liked in another thing I liked in the movie is like when you saw the guys skinned and they were hanging.
Oh, yeah.
That was if that doesn't leave an impression on you. Oh my god! You just saw
That's
it and
what it
you're
was
like,
really,
"Whoa."
at least to me, that was like, this dude is really hunting us like
Yep.
we would go out into the jungle and hunt, four-legged wild creatures, deer and bear and boar and what have you. But that was like
sport. It was like sport.
it was absolutely a sport. That's what they were here for.
And that part
Yeah.
was kind of like a real twist. At that point, like it's no longer just an action movie. That's when it started getting into like horror, sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because everything was pretty normal up till that point, and then it's like, whoa, what the hell are we dealing with here?
What the hell?
What the hell?
But of course,
what the hell?
But in the movie, they still thought that, you know,
It was a
this
rescue
was
mission.
this was.
They even thought.
Well, they thought
Go
that
ahead.
like this was like one of the, you know, guerrilla armies or whatever, you know, some resistance group
Viet
that
Cong.
did it. They still think it was
Viet Cong
people.
kind of thing.
They were not suspecting any aliens, but I think, you know, the viewer notices
Right away
picks it.
knew it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we pick it up, but
Yeah, we're like, that's no known army who does stuff like this. Not at all.
Those guys were peeled down to their feet. I mean,
it was-
they took the skin off in between the toes. It was that bad. It's like, ooh,
Yeah, it was-
wow, that's brutal.
Something out there waiting for
Absolutely
disgusting.
brutal. Yeah,
Yeah. But
can't argue with that at all. It was a great movie.
okay, and I wanted to see the battle of Predator and Billy. Remember he was like the, you know, he seemed to be like that, like Native American, like spiritual warrior.
Yeah, it was
Character.
almost like he kind of had an idea, like maybe he was fighting some kind of demon.
He takes
or
the machete, he cuts some lines on his chest, and then like some sort of an X mark, and you know, Arnold's character Dutch, he just kind of, he's almost got this look like, oh, he's doing this shit again, like yeah, you know, like
There
he
we
didn't
go
even he didn't take a moment to think like, oh, should I help him, should I talk to him? Like, no, he's just
That's just Billy.
yep, all right, you go do your thing, Billy. It's been good knowing you, you know.
that's
But
just
for
Billy.
now,
Yeah, but I wanted to see, you know, you just hear him screaming in the background. What happened?
Yeah.
yeah, where did that guy take off to? And I mean, he obviously ran off into the jungle. It was like,
You know, trying to kill him with
what
the
happened?
machete, but you know, I understand he got taken out, but how?
yeah. What, was it just like, you know, was like at a one shot where he's got that little shoulder cannon where, you know,
Yeah.
there comes Billy.
I have a feeling he came up with the, you know,
Boom!
with those the blades he's got on his wrist.
Oh, the Wolverine blades.
kind of did. Yeah, I think he did one of those, and
Yeah.
that's probably what happened.
End game.
Yeah.
End of game, definitely.
The music from the movie was cool. Just even that.
It's funny because I don't remember much of the music from that. I mean, obviously there's some kind of soundtrack because every movie has one, but
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of that stuff. I always find music to be, you know, like that. Not even like a background thing. It's kind of like the background to the background. It's like the jungle's the background, but you know, you get a little bit of like music trickling in here,
Yeah.
and you don't really notice it. Which with this, there's so much action going on, you don't notice the soundtrack.
Yeah. And set in a jungle too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna hear a lot of nature sounds more than pretty much anything, and that
The crickets
some of that stuff-
creaking and,
Yeah.
and the boars running around out there. Yeah,
Yeah. Sticks a snapping.
yeah. But
Yeah, because it,
All right.
it feels like not everyone got an equally epic death in that.
well,
movie.
there's
yeah.
few of them survived.
You know,
Like the girl survives, and you know, Arnold obviously does.
you know, like Jesse Ventura. I mean, like he had a hole blown through him, and that was
Yeah.
like one of the first deaths of the group.
Yep.
And
Yeah, it
it's
was
just,
his.
after that, there's nothing that really tops it.
No,
You know, it's like whips out the big guns on the first dude, and then like just stab the rest.
I got one good shot in me, and him.
I can't show him all my finished moves.
Finish
This isn't
him.
Street Fighter. This isn't Street Fighter.
Finish him.
Kick.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching our Predator episode.
Thank you, and I hope you think about skinned people as well.
Yeah, watch this late at night and then go to bed. You thinking about people skinned up in the tree?